Joyce up against Carlos Takam. We look forward to this immensely. And guys, I look to my right, and there he is, Joyce. Joe, good afternoon. How are you?
Good afternoon. How's it going?
It is going very well. I'm with Simon and with Spencer. Tell me this, mate. How are you feeling about this one coming up? Takam's still a bit dangerous, is he not?
Yeah, he is. Yeah, it's going to be an exciting fight, and I can't wait. I'm just waiting patiently in the hotel, and we've got the press conference in a bit, and weigh-in tomorrow, and then fight night Saturday. So yeah, I'm primed and ready to go.
Well, Spencer, he's got a broad grin in his face, so he looks a happy man.
Listen, Jim, I just told you he was on the podcast 2 days ago, and yeah, he sounded like a happy man. I said to him, Joe, you look like in fight week. So my previous experiences of fight week, I was always edgy, didn't want to speak to anyone, always a bit snappy. I've never seen a guy happier in fight week than Joe Joyce. He was smiling like a Cheshire cat. And Joe, I mean, it is a tough contest. Takam's been the distance, with Joseph Parker. He went 10 rounds with Joshua. Felt that he shouldn't have been stopped in that one. 10 rounds with Povetkin as well. 8 rounds more recently with Derek Chisora. And look, he was actually doing really well in that fight as well. So, it's a dangerous fight for you. You've just got your mandatory position just a couple of days ago with the WBO. So there's a lot now at stake for you in this contest. And we know Takam comes to fight.
Yeah, so I'm prepared. I'm ready because it's going to be might be a hard night's work, but I'll get the job done. I reckon.
Sure. And we come through this one on Saturday night. You're now mandatory contender for Anthony Joshua, the winner of Joshua versus Usyk. We've seen what's happened in recent times with Dillian Whyte. Are you still quite confident you're going to get that world title shot in the near future if you come through?
Yeah, I just just take it as it goes. I just need to deal with Takam first because he's a big threat, and then see what happens from there, really. Because, but yeah, I'm in a great position. I'll be mandatory for the WBO. So as soon as that, I could fight. Yeah, potential fight with Anthony Joshua or Usyk. So that's this is the place I want to be.
Do you think, Joe, you're getting the recognition now that you would have thought you should have got previously in your career? Because going into that fight, Spencer Oliver included, a lot of people were tipping you to get beat by Daniel Dubois because Daniel Dubois was the guy that was coming up and everyone was writing big articles about what he was and what he wasn't. Do you think now, after that victory, that you're getting perhaps the recognition that you should have gotten before?
Yeah, I think I'm definitely getting that, Lars. And you just look at the feed. There's loads of. I'm being built very well. So I won't disappoint on Saturday night. But yeah, it's great to have the support at last. And yeah, so that's why I'm so happy.
Yeah, well, that's good. When you look at you're obviously going back in now, and you're going to be fighting in front of fans, aren't you? Because I watched you when you came into, because we went to the fight. Despite Spencer telling us that Daniel Dubois was going to win, we went to watch you and support you. And
he's leaving you without a prayer here, Spencer.
Obviously, you went into an environment. You looked very on the game, very focused, very charged. But you came into an environment where there were no fans. Do you feel that that's going to make a big difference for you? Not that it didn't make a difference for you in the fight against Dubois because you came through. But do you like to be fighting in front of big audiences, or does it not matter to you?
Oh, it's a lot better with a crowd. That's why you got the entrance music and stuff, and you can see your
juggernaut
faces, and spot a few people on the way there, and obviously the cheers and the sound effects, especially when you're doing well and you land shots and you can hear the crowd cheering, and even people shouting out tactics to do. Oh, okay, I might try that now.
I got to say, Joe, I was sitting with Simon when you were fighting Daniel Dubois. We watched you. I mean, you've got a jab like a battering ram. Eventually, Dubois is so explosive and such a puncher, but you boxed his head off.
Yeah, I think it's, there's a lot more skills. I see how I was using my footwork to get out of range and make it awkward for him to land a punch. So, I might have to use a bit of that against Takam because he's going to be coming forward at me. I'm not going to have to try and find him. And, he's got a bit more head movement than Dubois, and he's a little bit shorter. So it's going to be a bit trickier to land the jab at such frequency as I did.
Yeah, and we were really seriously impressed by you, Joe, on that night. Spencer alluded to it there. Dillian Whyte's had to sit it out to get his chance. So if you come through Takam, and let's say, for argument's sake, Joshua comes through against Usyk, If you got in there with Joshua, how confident could you be?
Well, I'm confident now to go with Joshua. So because I've sparred with all these top guys, so I know it's no joke. They're in that position for a reason. So, but I'm at that level now, so I'm ready for it for
You'd be
anyone.
ready for it now.
So just need to get past Takam,
Yeah.
and then I can deal with the bigger guys.
You got to love that confidence, Spencer.
Listen, he's only had 12 fights as a professional. Joe had an extensive amateur career, though, and as he alluded to there, he's sparred hundreds of rounds with Anthony Joshua and all the top guys in the GB team. So he has got that experience. Boxing, he actually boxed Alexander Usyk in the WBS finals, Joe, wasn't it, at York Hall?
Yeah, WSB.
WSB.
He was just coming off the London Olympics 2012.
Yeah, so
gold medal. So yeah, he was a lot more skilled at the time, and I was a bit still novice-y because I'd only just started. I think that was my second season. I think in WSB. So yeah, it was a tough test, but like I gave it my all and blocked a lot of shots on my face, and I was a bit stiff. But I've learned a lot more since then. So if we fight again, it'll be a different story.
Sure.
What am I hearing? Spencer Oliver might have dropped me right in this here, but Joe, I'm going to pursue it anyway. But what boxers do in their spare time? Am I right in thinking you're a bit of a painter? And I don't mean putting a second coat in the wall in the toilet. I mean fine art.
I can paint the ceiling good.
Well, you are enormous. You can reach up the ceiling. You're into fine art, are you?
Yeah. So all through my life, I've at school and at home, I've been enjoyed drawing and painting, and I took it further. Went to do my foundation and my university degree, and now I've done a few commissions. So that is something definitely to fall back on, and it's also something I enjoy and I'm good at.
Is it oil painting? Because Spencer does crayoning in books. Is yours oil paintings?
Listen, if you're commissioning a few as well, Joe, I'm sure Simon Jordan, he's got enough money. I'm sure he'd be interested in a couple of those.
Yeah.
I tell you though, and no joking to one side, Joe, he was telling me that you paint in your gloves.
Oh yeah, I've seen. Actually, there's an artist who actually does that. Puts boxing gloves on and
No way.
Campus. Yeah.
Wow.
But but you're seriously good at it, and you're seriously into it, I believe, Joe.
Yeah, I can paint in oil, and I started using acrylic more because you can get more brighter colours, and I like to try and get my paintings out in one or two settings because with oil paint it's quite painstaking. You have to keep on building on top of
What do you paint? I mean, obviously you wouldn't want to do something like paint at Spencer in the nude or something like that. It wouldn't be something anyone wanted to see. But what do you paint?
Yeah, you wouldn't need much paint for that. I mean, this is very, very revealing.
Can you see the stick I get on a Thursday, Joe?
Joe, honestly, it's wonderful that you do that. I mean, come on, Spencer, you can top this, can you? What did you do when you were a fighter? You're a sculptor?
Listen, I wasn't a sculptor and I definitely wasn't a painter, but I know that Joe's very good at that. And yeah, but I didn't do anything like that. Do you find that helps you relax, by the way?
Body into a wrecking machine.
Joe, come on, tell us, what kind of job are you going to do in TACAM then? What's the approach on Saturday night? This is live in talkSPORT. Tell the listeners what's the approach?
I'm gonna start off the round, see what he's got, and then go to work with the jab and see if I can, start landing some shots on him. And obviously, I'm gonna have to block a few, and it's just gonna be full of exchanges through the whole fight, and then sooner or later he's gonna get nailed or. Yeah, we're just going to have to see how it goes. It's going to be exciting, and it's tough because he's not going to go easy. He's got a good chin.
I think
he's going to hit me with some shots. So I can't tell you exactly how it's going to go because it's just going to be explosive. But.
Yeah, I think it's fair to say, Joe, that you don't like that feeling out process, do you? You kick off pretty fast, to be fair. You live by your name, the Juggernaut. You go, and Carlos Takam comes to fight as well. He goes early from the early bell, so I expect it to be explosive, straight away.
Yeah.
Definitely, and we're definitely I'm just gonna have to work him out and while throwing and receiving shots at the same time.
Wow.
Well, Joe, we wish you well. With you all the way, mate. Good luck, and we will speak after it, and hopefully we can see where it's going to take you after you get that win against Sakam on Saturday night. Joe Joyce then, find out live from 8 o'clock Saturday. Joe is up against Talis Sakam, and it's live on talkSPORT.
Jim White and Simon Jordan, Monday to Thursday morning, 10 till 1. On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app, and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.